Timor-Leste's first renewable energy project launched in Manatutu. Australian surgeons transform young Timorese lives. Disaster response under the spotlight at Hanai Consortium Workshop. RSLB Laulara claimed first Timorese League football title in a decade. Welcome back to RTTL World News. I'm Zigedes. Last week, the government and its partners launched construction of Timor-Leste's first solar power plant in Manatutu, 2 hours drive east of Dili. The multi-million-dollar project will provide 72 megawatts to power households across the country, and it's said to save the government tens of millions of dollars on fuel annually.
Timor-Leste's first major solar energy project locked in.
This is an important project for our national electricity system, and as everybody already mentioned, for the long-term development of our nation. The government understands the importance of providing electricity to the Timorese people and the power needed by our economy.
This renewable energy is essential for the young nation's energy supply.
Electricity has improved daily life for our people. It has supported education and health services. It has allowed business to operate, communities to develop, and public service to reach more of our population.
The landmark project is said to cost approximately $107 million, with 80% of the budget on loan from the World Bank Group, the Asia Development Bank, and Japan International Cooperation Agency.
These financial agencies come together and present a funding package totaling $85.6 million to the company to finance the project, and this will not burden the national state budget. The company will pay back the loan, not the government.
The remaining 20% of the funding will be provided by Manatutu Renewables Power, a consortium comprising a French electricity company and Japanese company Itochu. For Timor-Leste, the project is a key step towards sustainable energy.
We will save around $25 to $40 million every year once the solar panel is installed and operated. Not only will it support the government to save money, we will have revenue from the project.
The government has allocated over 350 hectares of vacant land in Lalea, Manatutu, 90 kilometers east of Dili, for the solar power project. Installation and construction work will begin next month, offering job opportunities for hundreds of people.
We expect to have between 300 and 400 people working on site, and what we will have is a training program for them to train in terms of installing the modules onto the structures. There'll be employment out there at Manatutu, in Lalea.
Every year, the government spends over $160 million on electricity. This project promises to slash the country's electricity bill, providing affordable and reliable energy for the community.
We are finally able to invest in renewable energy. We can save money that we spend on petrol and diesel that we use for electricity, because this is a big investment that can replace oil and gas.
As the world shifts towards renewable energy, Timor-Leste is taking its first steps to become an active player in a greener, more sustainable future. Pauline Quintown, Sonia Madeira, RTTL World News.
A visiting team of doctors from Australia is giving hundreds of Timorese children with pediatric conditions a chance at a normal life. The visit is part of an annual health program between Timor-Leste and Australia, addressing a shortage of local specialists able to perform surgery on children living with colostomies. Last week, nearly 100 children under 15 were screened, with 47 of them undergoing surgery.
It's Monday morning, and hundreds of parents are queuing to have their children assessed for their colorectal conditions and stomach checkups. Tomasia Pinto Nunes brought her 10-year-old son, Dominio, for a checkup ahead of his final surgery. Born with a bowel condition that requires a colostomy, Dominio has lived with a pouch and tube system his whole life.
His condition is normal, but he still uses a tube to flush down stools every 2 days. So the doctor has checked and scheduled to totally remove the tube.
Dominio is one of approximately 100 Timorese children who have undergone life-changing surgeries in the last 3 years.
So normally when we close a colostomy, that's the final operation. But we carry on seeing to make sure they're fine. And most of the kids who we do these operations on end up being normal children. And that's what we really want to see. So they can go to school, they can swim, they can play, do things that normal kids do.
Since 2023, the Guido Valadares National Hospital has partnered with Queensland Children's Hospital, the Royal Australasian College of Surgeons, and the Children First Foundation to help Timorese children with colorectal conditions.
We still don't have a pediatric surgeon. Only one is currently studying to be a neuropediatric surgeon. We don't have a general pediatric surgeon, so we plan to support training for specialized doctors.
This is the 6th visit of the Australian surgeon and his team.
The operation is not performed to correct that, then they'll always have colostomies. And that's not a good thing for a child to grow up with a colostomy. And so we try and do as many of these operations as we can, and we've done over 100 so far, but there's still more to do.
Next week, the team and their Timorese colleagues will conduct screenings and surgeries in Maliana Hospital, a 4-hour drive to the west of Dili, before returning to Australia. Until Timor-Leste can train its own specialized pediatric surgeons, visiting international teams remain a vital lifeline for young patients like Dominio. Pauline Quintan, Flavio Barros, RTTL World News.
As Australian surgeons and their Timorese counterparts screen and operate on Timorese children with colorectal conditions in Dili and Maliana districts this week, RTTL World News reporter Vicky Madera spoke with Jessica Redwood from Children First Foundation about the impact the visiting doctors have on the children's lives and the challenges facing Timorese healthcare system.
Your team is currently on the ground screening and operating on Timorese children with colorectal conditions. What is the primary goal of this visit, and how many children are you hoping to treat?
So Children First Foundation works to provide life-changing and life-saving surgery to children from developing countries like Timor. So in this trip we have 2 goals. First of all is to provide paediatric surgery to children in need. So paediatric surgery is kids who have needs in this bit of the body. So it can be colorectal, it can be malformations, it can be a whole range of different issues in that part of the body. So that's our primary goal, but we're very much also here to support the capacity building of our local colleagues. You have incredible surgeons here in Timor, but unfortunately there are no paediatric surgeons, which means that children go without, and it means that they can live with ongoing pain, ongoing preventable disability, or even, most tragically of all, sometimes they don't survive.
For young patients who have spent their whole lives with a colostomy, how will this operation change their everyday lives?
For the kids who are here for colostomy closures, they will be able to have their colostomies closed. They will live with bottoms for the very first time, which means that they won't have to deal with the discomfort of having their poo coming out of their side. Sometimes that can also be embarrassing. It can be a lot for families to deal with. And so once that's closed, they will be like every other kid, being able to go to school, being able to have fun, being able to pursue their hopes and dreams, which is exactly why we're here.
This mission brings together Children First Foundation, Queensland Children's Hospital, the Royal Australasian College of Surgeons, and the Guido Valadares National Hospital. How crucial is this international partnership?
It is absolutely crucial. You know, a stool with one leg falls over. So whenever you're doing something when it comes to sustainability, well, it's our values that we do it alongside others. So Children First is obviously here for children and the provision of safe surgery. Our partners from Queensland Children's Hospital provide the surgeons and the nurses to come and be able to support that, and the anaesthetists, of course. And then the College of Surgeons has been involved in Timor for a long time, providing that quality assurance. And of course, none of this could happen if it wasn't for our incredible partners here at the hospital. We're only really here because they asked for us to come, and we're incredibly privileged to be able to walk beside them as they reach their goals.
What challenges does Timor-Leste's healthcare system face in delivering pediatric surgical care?
It's really coming back to picturing that mum holding her baby, acknowledging that her baby is sick and there's nothing that can be done. Every other challenge is small by comparison to that. And if we keep that mum and that baby who really needs the support that they need at the centre of all we do, then that will mean we're headed in the right direction with a child-centred approach. The challenges are huge. They come down to capacity, capability, equipment, commodities, and we're here to walk alongside our Timorese colleagues as we overcome those together.
Beyond delivering immediate surgeries, how is this partnership helping build local capacity?
Local capacity is absolutely critical in everything we do. So it happens informally by a surgeon standing next to a surgeon, each with a scalpel in hand working together, an anaesthetist and a international anaesthetist and a local anaesthetist studying complex cases, because surgery is an apprenticeship, we need to remember. So you can't just learn it from a book, you have to learn it by doing. But we also do formal training.
For Timorese families watching who may have a child struggling with surgical issues, what message do you want to share with them?
Well, most importantly, my heart goes out to them. But please know we have a long-term commitment to Timor. You have extraordinary surgeons here, and we're working really hard to be able to support them to meet your needs going forward. In the meantime, please come to one of our clinics. We hope to be here this time next year. And I also have a request: if there's any families with healthy children, with business and so forth, one of our biggest challenges is always fundraising to make sure we can continue this going forward to support those families. And I would very much appreciate if they headed to our website, childrenfirstfoundation.org.au, to see more information about this.
Thank you for talking with RTTL World News Manager Sika.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm very grateful.
Caritas Australia recently hosted a workshop to assess the impact of the Humanitarian Assistance and Network of Agencies for Implementation, or HANAI Consortium. The faith-based program implements community resilience projects throughout Timor-Leste, including training locals in disaster planning, empowering women and people with disabilities, and teaching farming for food security.
4 faith-based organizations collaborating for a more resilient Timor-Leste.
This workshop is to check the health of the partnership after 4 years in existence, look at our partnership agreement and what can we do to increase the working together, the effectiveness and the impact that we bring, the contributions that we bring to the Disaster Ready project.
Adventist Development and Relief Agency, Social Light Foundation, Church World Service, and Caritas Timor-Leste established the HANAI Consortium to help local communities prepare for and recover from natural disasters and climate change.
So it's important that we come together and see how is it working, how is the partnership working, and what can we do to improve that partnership and our impact in the community.
We are from different religions that we work together as a one to We didn't see each other as a competitive, but we want to work together, and then we want to bring some transformative to community to prepare more for disaster relief.
Hanai Consortium focal point, Flora Ana Maria Ximenez, said the workshop is an opportunity to share information and challenges that members face in the field.
Put it together and find some solution to see what it can be do in the future, and also we will bring how to promote Hanai or can do to be better, and to find for some funds that we can implement in our activity in Timor-Leste.
With support from the Australian Humanitarian Partnership's Disaster Ready program, the consortium's projects are implemented in communities throughout the country.
During this time, we have big plans to do activities that cover all communities, but the problem we face is budget limitations. Hopefully, in the future, we can get enough funds to help our activities run smoothly.
Meanwhile, in Sydney in June, Timor-Leste's Minister of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation, Bendito dos Santos Freitas, took the opportunity to visit the head office of Caritas Australia, commending the organization's support of the country since before independence.
Things related to emergency for disaster management are very important nowadays, as this is very difficult. People face it without any support, without equipment, without proper training, so they cannot overcome the situation in a more coordinated manner. So I think the Caritas can play this very important role in coordination with the government agencies, institutions.
As of January this year, the Disaster Ready program's second phase has implemented activities in 49 communities and impacted over 39,000 people throughout Timor-Leste. Vicky Madeira, Zeri Madeira, RTTL News.
In international news, a Perth court has been told a former bishop accused of sex crimes is not on trial for his unorthodox socializing, including shirtless, alcohol-filled meetings with young indigenous men. The defense barrister for Christopher Alan Sanders suggested that 3 alleged victims have extensive criminal records and a history of alcohol abuse, which may have affected their memory.
Put any feelings towards the Catholic Church aside. That was the clear direction to the jury as a former bishop stands accused of sex crimes. The defence for Christopher Alan Saunders says the 26 allegations simply did not happen, adding the alleged victims all have extensive criminal records and years of substance abuse has affected their memory. The 76-year-old denies the allegations. The district court played footage from a hidden police camera inside the church house. It shows Mr. Saunders and an Indigenous man, shirtless, sitting across from each other with their feet on each other's laps. This is not one of the alleged victims, and there is no allegation of wrongdoing from the video. The state suggesting it's relevant as it shows the former bishop's interactions with young men. Defence barrister Tony Hager saying his client is not on trial for unorthodox socialising. The first alleged victim testifying when he spoke to the bishop, their chairs were facing each other and sitting real close, saying the former bishop put the alleged victim's leg on his private. We can't name the alleged victim for legal reasons, but he says as a teenager he looked up to Mr. Saunders, affectionately calling him Brother B. The prosecutor asked the man how play wrestling turned into alleged abuse. He says the bishop pressured him, saying something like, "Come on, my brother, no one is going to find out." Did you want to kiss him? No, I didn't like it one bit. And later, why did you do that? Just to please him. He's the boss. The trial has been set down for 3 weeks.
The global oil crisis caused by the war in Iran is creating economic pain across the world, but one country is also reaping some rewards. Demand for China's electric vehicles is surging, and the country is on track to break all previous export records for EVs.
This is a rare look inside the manufacturing plant of one of China's most well-known electric vehicle brands, NIO, and there are few humans inside.
In China now, it's pretty much standard. Almost all the critical parts is assembled by the robots. So in this factory already it's like over 1,200 robots.
They can produce one car every minute. So in an average day, that's 600 vehicles. It's staggering.
The scale and speed of China's EV manufacturing juggernaut has helped propel the country to become the undisputed world EV leader. Nearly 75% of all EVs are made here. And an average China EV featuring extreme luxury costs between 15,000 and 30,000 Australian dollars.
It's a meme in China. It goes, I believe it's 冰箱裁电大沙发, which translates to fridge, big screen, sofa seats. So if you don't have a big screen, a refrigerator that also heats things, by the way, and individual seats with heating, cooling, massage, zero gravity, and everything else, you are uncompetitive. Your car is just not going to move off the lot.
As far back as 2001, the government identified EVs were the future, pumping more than $230 billion into funding new car companies, investing in others, providing subsidies, incentives and tax breaks, and building the infrastructure to create an electric society.
The planned part was let's break the dependency on the energy supply chain that China doesn't dominate, which is oil and gas. The entrepreneurial part of China said that we can be leaders. We don't have to catch up.
China now controls the entire EV automotive supply chain, and Chinese brands are now flooding into international markets, including Australia, in record numbers.
In sport news, RTTL Lara have claimed the 2026 Timorese League title after defeating Etan FC 3-0 in the final game of the season last Wednesday. The title is the club's first in 10 years, bringing an end to Rttl.Ep FC's 3-year dominance in Timor-Leste top league. After a decade-long wait, RTTL are champions once again. Playing their final match against Etan FC at Dili Stadium on Wednesday, RTTL needed just 1 point to secure this year's league title. From the moment the whistle blew, SLB were immediately strong in defense. Etan FC, who had already been relegated to the second division, didn't make it easy, piling on the attacking pressure from the very start of the match. SLB's first attempt to score came in the 30th minute through striker Mozini Boreto. The goal opened up the match, with RTTL becoming even more dominant. Minutes later, SLB scored again from the penalty spot through their star striker, Italo Suarez, ending the first half with a 2-0 lead. In the second half, SLB played comfortably, while Etan struggled to keep up. Mozini Barreto added another goal for SLB, leading the club to a 3-0 victory. RTTL Lara owner Sanana Gusmao, along with players and fans, stormed the pitch to celebrate RTTL Lara's title win. It's the first time the club has tasted success since 2016, when they became the first team to win the Timor-Leste Football League. SLB's victory also ended the championship streak of Rttl.Ep FC, who had previously won the Timor-Leste League 3 times in a row. The club's success was led by their star player, Brazilian striker Italo Suarez, who finished the season as the club's top scorer with 8 goals. Claiming the 2026 Timorese League title, RTTL received a trophy and a cash prize of $25,000. Zegeres Raimundo da Conceição, RTTL World News. And now, tomorrow's weather, starting with Dili. Mostly sunny and pleasant, a top temperature of 31 and a low of 21 degrees. Some sunshine giving way to clouds in Bokau, with scattered afternoon showers, temperatures ranging between 27 and 19 degrees. In Latem, partly sunny with a passing shower or two in the afternoon, a high of 27 and a low of 21 degrees. Mostly cloudy in Bobonaru with a little rain in the afternoon, a top temperature of 24 and a low of 14. And Hapinaleo, pleasant with intervals of clouds and sunshine, temperatures ranging between 24 and 13 degrees. Now, looking abroad, in Kupang, breezy with abundant sunshine, a high of 30 and a low of 22. Intervals of clouds and sunshine in Bali, with a brief shower or two, temperatures ranging between 32 and 21 degrees. In Jakarta, sun through high clouds, a top of 34 and a low of 23. A passing morning shower or two in Seoul, otherwise mostly cloudy and humid, a high of 31 and a low of 25 degrees. In Darwin, breezy in the morning, otherwise pleasant with plenty of sun, temperatures ranging between 30 and 18 degrees. Bright and sunny in Sydney, a high of 20 and a low of 9 degrees. Sunny and warm in Lisbon, temperatures ranging between 34 and 20 degrees. Mostly cloudy and warm in London, with a top temperature of 26 and a low of 16. And in Belfast, overcast with a steady breeze and scattered afternoon showers, a top temperature of 20 and a low of 15 degrees. Thanks for joining us again on the program. RTTL World News will be back with more stories on Thursday. Bye for now.